Thanks for joining us, everybody. I'm glad you clicked on this. Welcome to our next conversation with the principal. If you've been with us for the other installments at the high school and middle school, when we did the middle school, you met one of our two new principals this year, Nicole Koswick. Today, our other new principal this year, John Lynch. John has been the principal at Brimfield for his first year this year after being an assistant in the elementaries, being an assistant at the middle school, and a longtime teacher at Brimfield. John, welcome. Thank you. Glad to have you.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
So before we start about the building specifically, just talk a little about, it's been your first year. What has maybe surprised you about the change, the difference between being the assistant and being the principal?
Well, I think there's quite a bit more responsibility as being that principal in a building, but our district, we have such a great district, and so the buildings are what the buildings are, and that is full of great people, great staff members, and so to be quite honest with you, there hasn't been a huge surprise. The same wonderful things that we've been able to do over the last several years, we've been able to continue to do this year, and I look forward to talking to you a little bit about some of those things today.
Awesome. Well, let's start at the beginning, and the beginning of your elementary building is kindergarten.
Absolutely.
So
Yes.
You've been doing Jumpstart with kindergarten, and explain a little bit about that for parents or people watching who don't understand what that means.
Yeah, Kindergarten Jumpstart is a fantastic program that we offer. Before school starts each year, we give parents the opportunity to come in, drop their students off. For a few days we do this. And it gives students an opportunity to meet their teachers, to be able to go through and learn a little bit about the school, get a tour, get to see the gymnasium and the cafeteria and all the fun things that you learn about as a kindergartner for the first time. And then of course it gives, like I said, parents the opportunity to kind of see what it's like to have to give up the reins for a few hours each day and kind of get that out as well, because it can be a kind of a stressful situation the very beginning of school. So it's a good program, and we're really excited to be continuing that Jumpstart program.
And Jumpstart, just since you've already seen videos, if you've watched them with high school and the middle school, continuing a freshman first day at the high school, a sixth grade first day at the middle school, and the Jumpstart program at the elementaries, it really gives everybody a chance to get acclimated so that we make the transition as easy as we possibly can.
Yeah, that's right, and it's nice to do so without all of the other students in the building.
Absolutely.
So that there's that comfort level, and that's really what we want it to be about. Like I said, it's a big experience. It's a big life experience. So yeah, having that opportunity has been really good.
Awesome. That's great. Big changes in curriculum have happened over the last couple of years. Math and of course reading. People who follow anything have heard about the science of reading.
Oh, yes.
And we have been deep in that actually even before it became a state initiative. Start wherever you like. Math, reading, talk about curriculum changes.
Yeah, curriculum's been a very big thing. As you mentioned though, we were ahead of the curve, which really helped. So when the state came out with their mandated lists of curriculum, we were on it, and the ones that we had already been looking at were the ones that were on that list and were research based.
That's fantastic.
So absolutely. So we chose Benchmark for our reading program, and it's been fantastic. This is the first year, so we are still looking at trends on our data and things like that, but so far the trends look really great. Benchmark is very much about vocabulary and really getting our students to understand how to comprehend what they read. We have, in cooperation with our curriculum director, we have chosen to supplement with a brand new phonics program as well called UFly. And we're really excited about it because it is one of those programs that really does allow our students, if they're not quite sure of a concept, they are placed together in a class. It's something called a walk to read model. And so they're placed together in a class, and then they can receive that instruction directly on the things that they need assistance with. And then of course, if you may have some students that come into our lower grades and are already able to read at a very high level, they're also placed in a class, and then we can really help them extend their learning, kind of take that to a new place.
So we regroup based on where they're at.
That's exactly right.
Okay. And would you say, when you said a new phonics program, if people are listening and are watching this, what is a phonics program?
Right, so phonics is basically the building blocks of how we teach a child to read. Obviously extremely important. Our benchmark program, the vocabulary and the comprehension doesn't matter so much if we can't read, in general. And so what this phonics program is doing is it's allowing us to teach students systematically how to build those words with those letters. And so it's a really great program.
And we were doing a lot of this before, so the training that the state has mandated for everybody, for the elementary teachers, it has been a little easier go.
It sure has, it sure has.
Because most of the stuff were things that we have trained in already or they were using already.
Absolutely, which is that major benefit.
Absolutely.
And then we'll switch gears to math real quick,
Sure.
because we have, this is our second year of implementation with math. We use a program called Envision. And what I really love about that, you hear community members and parents talk all the time about the crazy new math that we use.
Yes.
So what's great about this program is that we are able to, our teachers are able to teach multiple strategies throughout the course of a math unit. So if I'm doing something on addition, the teacher may give 3 or 4 or 5 strategies on how to do 5 plus 5. But at the end of the day, it's all about the personalized learning piece, where whatever may appeal to one student may not appeal to another. We give all of those tools, and then at the end of the day, when it comes time to assess them, they're able to use whatever they are comfortable with. And I'll tell you, that's been a real game changer for us in math.
Is it, do you find that this program, student or parents are able to help their students with math?
It can still be tricky,
Okay.
because since we have so many different strategies,
Yeah.
most of our parents, and really myself included when I got into education, we really knew one way.
Right.
We knew how to solve an algorithm,
Yes.
and that was it. But we never really understood the concept behind it. We knew that 5 plus 5 was 10, but we never really understood why.
Yes.
And so that's what this is doing, is it's teaching us the why. So it's been
That's
a
awesome.
good thing. Yeah.
Very good. Let's change directions from the curriculum, certainly the most important thing we're doing, teaching and learning. PBIS, I understand everything is going really well with the PBIS. Tell people what PBIS is first and how you're doing.
Yeah, PBIS is Positive Behavior Interventions and Supports. And really that's a fancy way of saying we want all of our students to understand the expectations that we have as a staff, but not just as a staff. It's a parent and staff kind of cooperation. So we want to try to make sure that they understand what those expectations are, and then behaviors, or I should say misbehaviors, are minimized.
Okay.
And so what this program does, it's been very effective, and again, it's something that we were ahead of the curve on. So this is about our 7th year, I believe. That could be off by a little, but it's about the 7th year of implementation. Throughout that time, students now are a part of deciding what expectations we should be following in our school. So it's not about the teacher saying, don't run down the hall. It's about the students getting together along with the teacher and coming up with a decision that running down the hall makes it so that we're not safe. And so, what we're seeing, of course, is that behaviors are being minimized. Office referrals at this point in the year are down, I don't have the exact number, but down by quite a bit. The last time we looked at it was around 60%. 60 at
Wow.
Brimfield, which is fantastic.
Absolutely.
And so PBIS is going very well. I will mention one other part of that. It's about incentivizing as well. When our students do follow expectations, we want them to be rewarded.
Sure.
And so one of the things that we're doing right now is they are earning little miniature ducks, and they're filling their duck pond, which is located right there by the office. And the great part about it is it's a collaboration. So everyone is contributing to filling this duck pond, and then whenever it does get filled up, which we're really close, there will be an entire school reward. And we haven't announced what that is yet, so I can't tell you here. No spoiler alerts here. So.
And you said that the students help create the expectations.
Yes.
So once you have them working with the teachers, coming up with these common expectations or goals, I would imagine the buy-in it's built in, right?
Yes.
Because they were part of that process.
Absolutely. Imagine when a student is misbehaving, right? Having a conversation that doesn't say, we've told you not to do this, but instead something along the lines of, you helped us come up with this, and now, you're not following that expectation. And you can see the look on their face that you're right. I was a part of this, I need to do better. And that's really that's where we get the buy-in.
Powerful.
Powerful.
Very good. Fifth grade camp is coming up, an institution in this district for a very long time, something that I know you have taken personal experience with. Talk about fifth grade camp a little bit.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity. Our fifth graders look forward to it every year. Starting the first day of fifth grade, we start hearing talk of the camp and making sure we're still going to have the camp. They have an opportunity to go to Camp Muskingum, which is just a beautiful location. It's a big, beautiful lake. They get to learn about a lot of what I would consider maybe nowadays to be the lost art of going out and learning to fish and learning to do things in the great outdoors. But it's more than just that. It's also about teamwork. This is the first opportunity that fifth graders from Brimfield and fifth graders from Suffield get to come together, because then in a couple short months they will be coming together as sixth graders at Field Middle School and no longer separated. So it's a wonderful opportunity for them to kind of bond with others, and they do a lot of team building activities and things like that. We're really, really fortunate to still be able to make this work and go to fifth grade camp. So
awesome.
Yep.
Any other things at the end of the year? We're only a couple months left that you want to mention or highlight?
I would say, we have a lot of fun. We're elementary school. It's a fantastic opportunity to have fun and engage the students. So we have a couple things coming up here. All of our kindergartners are learning to ride bicycles. So again, some families may not have that luxury of being able to, buy a bike or get out there and things like that. So we're making sure that before they leave kindergarten, everyone knows how to, at least the basics of riding a bike.
That's great.
So that's coming up. And then we also have our highly anticipated field day, where everyone goes out and has a great time, and we have stations all around the school campus, and it's a great time. We have lots of parent volunteers, so we're really looking forward to that.
Can we expect to see you in activities on field day?
I will be out there, although they have promised me that I will not be in the dunk tank this year.
Oh.
So that's good.
Well, that is disappointing.
Yeah.
Well, John, I appreciate you being here. I hope you have enjoyed all this information about Brimfield. John Lynch, our new principal, doing an outstanding job this year. And we appreciate you tuning in as always. One more building to go. Look for the update from Suffield coming to you in a few weeks. Until then, thanks for watching. Go Falcons.